me to say?
Just say it. Tell the story.
So, my friend Stacy, her mother was, back in the day, it's probably like in the 60s, and they were driving down a road. They weren't smoking. They weren't doing anything. They weren't on a cruise.
Do they usually smoke or do anything?
Well, you know, back in the day, they probably smoked joints.
Okay, so it could be in her fat cell.
She said that they weren't. And
She said they weren't.
They said they weren't. Now, the road that they were on
The camera.
wasn't the road now. Like, I guess they didn't have that road now, but they did, like, back then or whatever. You know what I mean? And she said all of a sudden they see this spaceship come down right next to us, and they stopped, and it was just hovering, and then all of a sudden it just flew right back into the sky.
I don't believe that for 1 minute.
I do, because she told me another story too. I'm not quoting her.
Well, she said she wasn't smoking
and
anything.
she, honestly, like, why would she lie about that though? Like, it's not, she doesn't go around telling people, like.
So a spaceship landed next to her and
it just
shot
came
off into
down,
the
it was
sky.
just hovering right here, and then she said it just went up in the sky.
But was she drinking at the time that she told the story?
No, she said that it was just her and her friend, and they were just
I
driving.
believe in ghosts.
Oh, ghosts. Yeah, I believe in
I believe in ghosts, but I don't believe in aliens.
You have a ghost story?
If I do, not really anything interesting, no.
Do you have a ghost story, Itchy?
Maybe no, but there's this one restaurant that you can go to, and it's like haunted.
There's one in New Jersey.
And you can sit there and eat, and then you can like go into like the rooms. I kind of like, I used to not want to do that.
I want to do that. Let's go find one now. Let's go break into something.
I live in a haunted house, but the person's still alive.